been a long road since the original Kicker christened that first pickup truck. It kicked off a car audio renaissance, and upgrading your music in a vehicle was a requirement. America's music machines became living loud over your passion, your emotion, your existence. Outdoors or on the open road, your sound is Kicker.
Do not attempt to adjust this transmission. We have assumed control.
The year is 1980. Music fights for its very survival in an acoustically desolate wasteland man calls automobile. Enter Steve Irby, a man whose love of music helped end this scourge forever and forge a path for modern car audio to follow. A humble musician with a passion for quality sound, Mr. Irby is a man who feels it is his destiny to provide a sanctuary for mobile audio. Welcome. Join us this evening as we venture back to the very night a young Steve Irby gains his inspiration to create the legacy we know today as Kicker Performance Audio. Though he does not realize it now, by this time tomorrow, Mr. Irby will have completed blueprints for the original Kicker and champion the war against mobile audio inequality. Tonight, Mr. Irby's prayers will be answered as he begins his quest into the Q Zone. Kicker L7QB8. With roots dating back to Kicker's inception, Mr. Irby and his team of engineers have achieved an unrivaled level of design and functionality. With extraordinary bass and a minimal footprint, the L7QB8 utilizes a seamless quarter-inch extruded aluminum housing, allowing optimal internal air volume for the subwoofer. This exclusive design provides exceptional strength and stability. Like the original Kicker, the L7QB8 incorporates a unique passive radiator to minimize required airspace while optimizing the efficiency and frequency response of the subwoofer. Opposite the passive radiator, the L7QB8 is equipped with the all-new 8-inch L7 square subwoofer. The 2016 L7 features an aluminum basket for exceptional strength and thinned aluminum heat sinks for efficient heat dissipation. Kicker's blue lace spider, solo cone 360-degree back bracing, and a laser-etched cone brace combine as a single ultra-rigid unit. The result is increased clarity, higher volume, and added reliability. The square cone features over 20% more surface area than round subwoofers. It's attached to a Santoprene surround, then stitched to the cone for long life and durability. This surround features Kicker's patented ribbed corners, which fully dictates cone motion and extends surround life. At the base of the unit, a pair of custom-formed flanges integrate seamlessly with an extremely low-profile mounting system, consisting simply of a mounting plate and bar. Once installed, the overall height of the enclosure is only 9.5 inches. This profile is small enough to work perfectly in countless trucks, sedans, and SUVs. Once again, Kicker sets a new standard with the groundbreaking design and unparalleled performance of the all-new L7QB8. frequencies detected emanating from the heavens. Saucer-shaped objects confirmed all over the world. Unidentified flying K saucers spotted delivering Kicker's amazing new Comp Q subwoofer. Built for precision, built for abuse, built for the future and benefit of mankind. Kicker's new Comp Q woofer leaves audiences astounded and amazed as it reveals subtleties in their favorite music in a way that is sure to make women blush and grown men cry. The surround features Kicker's variable cross-section high-roll design, allowing extended cone travel and excellent cone control. It's firmly attached to the cone, reinforced with our iconic stitching. Betsy Ross would be so proud. The injection-molded solo cone and laser X cone brace combined in a single ultra-rigid unit. Venting in the brace relieves performance-robbing back pressure. All this adds up to very low distortion and amazingly clean low bass. The progressive roll blue lace spider adds even more cone control at maximum excursion. The woven tinsel leads are sandwiched between the spider and the lace for durability and long life and to prosper. The spring terminal's heavy-duty square design accepts wires as big as 8-gauge or two 12-gauge wires for multi-sub installations. The high-temp voice coil is rumored to be spun upon the looms of the gods of polyamide fiberglass, along with a reinforced former for high strength and power handling. Now, add colossal magnets, plus a cavernous bump backplate, an extended pole piece created in a single forging, the likes that haven't been seen since the creation of Poseidon's trident. And the result is a driver with superior control and effective heat dissipation that extreme performance demands. The all-new Kicker Comp Q is designed from the ground up to deliver everything you demand from a premium subwoofer. High output, deep, powerful, accurate bass, remarkably small enclosure requirements, stunning good looks, and not to mention the ability to frighten small children when turned up to 11. So there you have it. The all-new Kicker Comp Q subwoofer. Another zenith of innovation and epic majesty from Kicker.
I built my first speaker to be louder. I was playing in a band and the drummer played so loud and the keyboard that I had wouldn't play very loud, and I went to my dad and said, I need a bigger speaker. It's a Fender Bandmaster, it costs $300. He dropped the newspaper. It said $300. Yeah, but he didn't say no. He said, is it something that we could build? And so that's how I got started building speakers. The thing that I love to see is a product that we made and get to stand back kind of anonymously and watch somebody take a look at it, listen to it, and go, wow. I think that's what really lights my fires, to make products that people enjoy and have fun with. As time went on, I heard people say, you know, Kicker's like a family. I actually didn't set out to do that. I thought it sounded kind of hokey. I thought they were insincere and just saying that. After a few years, I realized, yeah, maybe that's what we've got. And that's the key, is the good people on your team in the band that makes the band really great. Well, I think Kicker is primarily a lifestyle company. That's a little backwards of where I started. I thought we were a technology company and we would make great products, but as time went on, realized that it's about people and helping people to enjoy their life and what they do. And that's what I do, too. So share the love a little bit, I guess.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Kicker Unmasked Live, Tuesday, 7:30 Central Time. We're kicking this puppy off. You know, we know why you're tuned in. It's obviously for the QuadBox giveaway, but we're going to take care of some other things first, so just hang in there. This is going to happen during the show. But some people probably didn't get the reference last on the teaser we did last, and so I'm going to reach out to Aaron, or Ernie, and Tim, and Jeremy in the back room along with Bill, and ask you guys, did you enjoy dinner? I mean, it was boba fusion. Did you like it?
It was wonderful!
You loved it, huh?
I'm so happy.
Wave at the camera, fellas.
You know, here's a great shot right here, guys. You can check out. This is the production crew. They're the guys that help make this happen every week. We got Ernie there on the left, Jeremy. We got Tim. We got Bill. And we even had someone scope in. He might have took off. We actually had Jim Osment from our product planning team was in here. I think he already took off, but he kind of stopped in to say hello on the team. But, you know, we do spend our Tuesday nights up here. It takes about just all day to get this prepared and ready to go. It's a lot more work than you think, but we have a great time doing it. So with that said, the guys are full, I'm full. I have my official, as you can tell, this is my official ugly Christmas sweater with kitty cats on it. So I'm ready for anyone to up the game. If you've got a better ugly Christmas sweater, I think maybe you need to post that into the Kicker Instagram or Facebook feed so we can take a look at that, because I just raised the bar and set the challenge right here for you folks, right here. I'm almost embarrassed to say I'm wearing it. But with that said, you know, we do have some great guests join us tonight to talk about everything we've got going on tonight. So I'd like to bring them on into the feed so I can at least hear them in my headset. And that first person would be Mr. Dereck Williston from Williston Audio Labs. Dereck, would you like to come on in and join the feed here?
Hey, Kip.
Hey, there you are. Hey, Merry Christmas. How are you, Santa?
Merry Christmas. I wanted to say something real quick. So you have the ugly Christmas sweater on. You have to watch out with Amazon sometimes because they send you a sweatshirt that is not truly a sweater, but I'm going to show you what it says real quick. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
'Twas the nizzle before Chris Mizzle, and all through the hizzle.
That is awesome. I mean, that is a pretty cool sweatshirt. I mean, it's not a sweater, but as you said, it's a sweatshirt. It fits. It works.
Sometimes you just have to go with what Amazon gives you, Kip.
You know, there are times, it's only been a couple, thankfully, but there are times I order things from Amazon, and it's like, I didn't really order this. Why did this show up in the mail? I'm hoping one day I'll get home, there'll be like a brand new lighting mower, and I'll get like, why'd I get a riding mower? I didn't order a riding mower. So, you know how those things can happen. I mean, you had something delivered to your doorstep on a semi-truck that almost looked like it was a riding mower.
Yeah, that QuadBox that we're going to give away tonight later in the show. So it's, wow. It's really exciting. We've talked about this before. We've hyped it up for a whole month, but wow. What an exciting time for somebody. I can't hold it in. I even wrote a little poem for everybody to hear my excitement, but we'll get to that.
We're going to get to that. We've got some more housekeeping, some other fun things to do here before we get to the actual giveaway, but we're going to get there. So save that poem. I want to hear it from you, but I want to wait till we get a little further in the show when we actually bring these winners and pull them out for this and the other prizes that are going to be for the QuadBox giveaway. And of course, you know, we kicked this off. Tim, our camera guy back here, he was like, just last week, he's like, has it been 3 weeks already? I can't believe the time went by that fast. And, you know, here we are. This is week 4. We closed out the drawing last night at midnight. The winners have been polled. They've been certified by the law offices of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. And so we know that these are official winners that cannot be debunked because we've got the best lawyers money can buy with fried chicken and rice on the job, making sure this is going to work out for us. But we do have the winners pulled. We will open those sealed envelopes and announce those a little bit later in the show. But I want to bring in, you know, obviously this all started, and of course it was you that kind of kicked this off when you were wanting to do a demo video or an unboxing video of the QuadBox. And that kind of got this whole ball rolling. And as you've said before, it was in the beginning of the year. We had issues trying to get stock in and everything else that's been going on this year. We finally got to a point where 4 weeks ago we're like, yes, we can launch this, and we got to look at that fantastic video and fun that you had with the QuadBox.
Absolutely. You know, we talk about it being a demo box, Kip, and I'm kind of more of a demo guy myself, just have fun playing around with audio equipment. But, you know, some of the other guys have shown, you know, Robert and Brandon here have shown what this box can really do if you're an SPL person. For me, it's just, hey, let's have some fun with it, you know, impress your friends, make people excited. That's what audio is all about. So the box will kind of do that all, but it's really a quality built box too. That's the thing that people may miss with this. You know, at the price point, it's really tough to beat.
It is really tough to beat, and one of the things that I like that you did is you actually went out and actually just priced an empty box, one that was built to similar specifications like this. And if I remember right, I think in your video it's like $1,600 just for the empty box.
That's correct. Yeah, and it was built to a similar standard of the one that you guys have. So, you know, it wasn't built cheaply. It wasn't made with the cheap materials. It was made quality, just like your box is. So that goes to show you pretty much buying the box, you're getting the subs for free.
But yeah, in this case, I guess it works out to that. Buy the box, get the subs for free. I never looked at it that way. We just look at it as it's a whole package, and we design it to perform well, and this is the price that it comes out to be. But you're right, I guess it is almost free subs if you look at what the cost of just the box is through other channels.
Yeah, it's really something that you have to experience. You know, we do the best that we can through a video to give you guys some idea of the sound, the quality and everything. It's just really difficult to portray that across a video. But, you know, listening to it and trying to show the best that I could in the video, I was blown away. I mean, it rattled my 20-year-old vehicle almost to pieces. So make sure you've got some sound deadening to keep your panels on there tight. But other than that, the sound was very clean as well as it got loud too. So it's kind of an all-in-one package. You know, you go pick it up and then you're good to go. You can slide it out of your vehicle, you know, if you need to put more storage in there. It's not permanent, so that's the good part about it as well.
You know, I'm going to ask you, and it's not meant to be a trick question, Dereck, but do you happen to remember exactly what the last SPL reading was in the video you made? It was the one, that was the very last one where you rolled the windows down and did the final burp in the video. Do you remember that number?
I think it was 150.4.
Sounds pretty close. It was 150.4, 150.38. It was somewhere around there, but as you say, it's just a demo box, and you're not an SPL guy, but just hooking up an amplifier to it, throwing it into your vehicle, you were able to achieve over 150 dB.
Yeah, and again, it was a large SUV. It's a Toyota Sequoia, which is a big 3-row SUV. I took the 3rd row out. So there's actually room for 2 quad boxes in there, probably 3 if I stood them upright. So there's plenty of room. So this is not like a small SUV. I know Dean from 5 Star did one before with a smaller, what was it, a Ford Escape, I think is what his daughter has. And the Ford Escape, this box will still fit. It's tight, but it'll fit. But if you have a smaller SUV like that, you better roll your windows down when you crank this up, or you're going to be having some glass in your face.
You know, you make me ponder. And you said you could fit 2 of these in your Sequoia?
I'm sure fit 2.
I don't know. Maybe there's an idea there. There might be an idea there for a future video and giveaway. Who knows?
Oh boy, you guys. Kip is feeling very much like he doesn't want to come back to work tomorrow. We have to watch him.
You know, it's a long story, but I can tell you this in a short summary. I do have one get-out-of-jail-free card with Mr. Steve Irby, and hopefully I don't have to use it tomorrow.
Yeah, you're pushing the limits here, Kip.
Well, you know, that's kind of my job in marketing, is to find the way to have fun with this and let people experience our products and get people excited. So, you know, I'm just thinking, since you said 2 would fit, I'm just, the wheels are turning.
Well, I've got to say, you know, it goes without saying, you guys doing these streams over the past several weeks, couple months now, I enjoy them just as an enthusiast, and I'm honored to be a part of, you know, the giveaway and some of the other streams that you guys have done. But I just wanted to give it to Kicker. I mean, you guys, I hate to think that early back before we started this, you know, people thought of Kicker in some ways. Some of the consumers, not all, but some of them maybe think, hey, this is a Walmart company because they sell stuff in Walmart. You guys have really shown, you know, how much you care about the customer, how much you care about the products that you put out. So I'm really excited to be part of this, and also excited from an enthusiast aspect to see what you guys are doing and the excitement that you're bringing to the industry and continue to bring.
Well, it's interesting you say that because really, I'm trying to think of that line from the movie that kind of says, it's all on this side of the table. Really, it's you guys. It's the Robert, it's the Derecks, it's the Deans, it's the Fernandos, it's the EXOs, the Steve Meads. You guys have really blazed a path, and manufacturer like us have looked at what you've done, and we know that what you're doing is really getting to the core. It's letting us communicate directly to the enthusiasts and show them what we're about as a brand, not just the products. I mean, although when people think about Kicker, they probably think about a square sub, or maybe they had an experience with a certain product in our line. But we want people to know that Kicker, it's not just the products, but we're just a whole bunch of enthusiasts who happen to be in Stillwater, Oklahoma, designing these products. And we wanted to really find a way to kind of crack the lid on that and open up and let people see who we are as a company, and not just the products, but really the entire process, the development, what we do. It's all designed here. And of course, the video, everyone calls it a movie at this point, but what Five Star did with Dean is, and you did your own version on your trip here, I think people really got a good behind the scenes look. And when we looked at everything you guys are doing, we're like, this is a way that we can kind of let people in behind the curtain every week. We can talk about the new products. We can talk about tips or hints, or as we've already seen, some people come out and say, well, it didn't work in this application. And we've been able to answer that question live on the air and say, okay, well, here's why. And so it's technical information. But honestly, when we get a chance to have you or any of the other guys who I like to call the 12-volt icons, and I mean that sincerely, when we get to have you on the show, trust me, it's all, we just can't say thank you enough. So we're humbled that you think being on here is good for you, because we really think it's the other way around.
No, I feel like it's accelerated people's interest in not only Kicker, but the whole industry, because, you're teaching people in a lot of your videos how to set gains. You're showing them how your products work. Some of this stuff goes across the board with educating the folks. So I'm really excited about you guys starting this up and where it's going to go. I mean, look what we've already done here, and where's it going to go next? So it's just a really exciting time.
Well, if I was to try to put that into some sort of short form theater, where's it going? It's a bus full of knuckleheads, and the steering wheel's really loose, and you got to do this to keep it on the road, and the engine shifts gears when it wants to, and we don't know what the next exit is. So if that tells you where we're going, that's where we're going.
And that's okay, because we're on the ride with you. So we're all here as enthusiasts, so we enjoy it.
Well, we enjoy it, and I can't thank you enough for producing the video you did on the QuadBox, and being so gracious to join us on the show a few times over the promotion and be here for the final tonight. I just can't say thank you enough, Dereck. People obviously love the content you make, and I see that every week, because like you, I too am an enthusiast, and I'm sure you and Robert and Dean and all these guys out here, occasionally you'll see me, and it's just me as me. It's just Kip Litzy. I'll pop into the feeds and I'll just watch what's going on, and I'll participate on some level, because to me it's fun as well. I mean, at my heart and soul, I started doing this when I was probably about 12 years old, into electronics and computers and audio, and it's just fun. And once it's in your blood, I don't know if you can't or you won't get rid of it.
No, the other thing too, Kip, is we have to understand how fortunate we are these days to have all this content right at our fingertips, literally. And the ability to go, and if you're a stereo guy, you can go and spend hours watching all kinds of content. So we're just so fortunate to have that today, whereas in the past, if you weren't on cable TV, then you weren't seen. So now we can all share this, and you guys as manufacturers don't have to have a TV show. You can have a live streaming show, and you can show your products that way. So that's the thing I think about these days. We talk about old school and how we like some of the old stuff, but I would say now is where it's at. I mean, we're doing this, we're having fun, we're communicating directly with the people who want to see the content, people who want to win a QuadBox. I mean, hey, 2020 has been tough, but this is great.
You know what? We're going to send 2020 out to pasture and let it rest, because there's better things coming.
I'm so ready. It's exciting.
You and me both, brother. And you kind of mentioned it before, obviously, you've made a point of it, that you're not an SPL guy and everything, and as far as bringing people in and other people get involved, I do want to bring in, and Jeremy, he's back there playing switcheroo on the StreamYard feed. If you'd bring Brandon and Robert from D&B Sales on, let them join us as well, I'd sure appreciate that. Bring them up on the screen. Good evening, Brandon. Good evening, Robert.
How's it going, man?
How you doing, guys?
Doing good. Looks like we all got some kind of festive thing going on tonight.
You know, I'm almost feeling left out because I didn't have my hat. I thought my sweater was ugly enough, apparently. I didn't need the hat. You guys actually fit the season. I just look like some bum that walked out of the local bar.
Happy holidays.
You know, I'm bringing you guys in because you actually joined us on the feed, the kickoff feed with this. And the reason I asked you guys, first, we'll be up front. You guys are kicker dealers. You've been kicker dealers for how long now?
Going on 2 years.
Yep, 2 years.
Going on 2 years. And I had an opportunity to meet both of you. It was actually on one of our, we call it a cruise. It's actually a kicker vacation. And when a lot of our dealers hit certain goals or do certain things, back when we could all travel, we would go to certain places around the world and we'd meet together and get to spend time together and break bread. Sometimes it's liquid bread. No pun intended, and have a good time. And I know meeting with both of you, I knew right from the start you guys were passionate about audio, and I really think you're very passionate about SPL. And so I wanted to have you on the show initially when we did the QuadBox launch, and you guys experimented around with a QuadBox or a couple of them, and you got some pretty big numbers.
Yeah, we did. We paired it with a Kicker 2400, the first kind of go around, and we achieved a 152.2 sealed dashed on the dash, so completely legal. And that was a very impressive number coming from something that we just kind of threw in. And then we did some more testing, and then we finally got a 154.1 out of it with on 4,630 watts. So all again, dash, legal. I mean, I'm sure some other guys are out there doing a little bit louder than that by now because there's been a lot of time and effort building, special vehicles. But we just threw it in a Tahoe and kind of cleaned things up a little bit.
We even tried 2 bigger quads. We tried 2 2400s on one quad, and it just seemed like 4,000 watt was where it was at for the highest support.
But again, that's just a test tone. 47 hertz. That's not playing music.
Right.
I'm saying, would it handle 4,700 watts or 4,600 watts on music? But for how long? I mean, these woofers are only designed for what, 6 signal RMS?
Yeah, 600 watts RMS is the rating on the L7R12. And I've actually got Tim, he's queuing up on it here. I'm going to have him zoom in on one of the drivers. We actually have the cutaway of the L7R. And a lot of people ask questions about this driver. If you've been a kicker fan, or you at least know of kicker for a while, we used to make a driver called the L5. And the L5 was a popular driver. It lived its life out. And we retired that driver quite a few years back. And we still had people coming back saying, well, hey, when are you going to bring the L5 back? And basically the L5 at that point was just a lesser expensive version of an L7. It was in a cast basket that saves a lot of, or a stamped steel basket, which saves costs over a stamped or a cast aluminum frame. But it was still a fantastic performing woofer. And so people have asked when we're going to bring the L5 back. And honestly, this new L7R is basically the new version of the L5. So this is the new quote unquote L5 driver that people have asked for. It's just that when we brought it back, we called it the L7R. And something, you look at, some people have made some comments. First thing, you can't judge a speaker by magnet size. Magnet size does not tell you anything about performance of a speaker, number one. You can't judge how loud a speaker is going to play, what frequency range it's going to play. Magnet size has a lot to do with what's the X-max of the driver, how much BL do I need in the structure, but you really can't judge a speaker by just magnet. But when you get inside, and I'm going to have Tim zoom back in on this one here, one of the things, and this is courtesy of Steve Irby, he wanted to make sure I pointed this out, but if you look at right here in the motor, I'm going to actually get a little better close, right here, this is the top plate, and hopefully you guys got a good view of that because most top plates, this metal just goes straight across into the gap. And if you notice this top plate, it is actually cut in the shape of an L. It actually comes over, it steps up, it goes over, it steps back down, comes over, and comes up. So it's actually, excuse me, T. I use the word L, pardon me for that, I mean T-cut, because actually we use L-cut in a different driver. So this is actually what we call a T-cut top plate, and that really focuses focuses that magnetic energy into that gap, and it's why you're getting that type of performance from a driver. And I'm just saying what people type into threads. Some people have used the word, it's a cheap looking speaker. Well, don't let the looks fool you, because it obviously performs very well, and not just from an SPL standpoint, but Dereck, who's more of a hobbyist enthusiast than an SPL guy, he's even said that it's not just about how loud it is. He said it sounds fantastic and covers the full frequency range of bass. So this is a replacement for the L5. It's the new generation L5. It's called an L7R, and it's about balance. And when Steve Irby designs a speaker, he's trying to get the most out of the design he can while trying to keep the cost reasonable, because we want everyone to be able to afford great performance.
Yeah, there was a good point just made on the comment that was put up too. The efficiency of the QuadBox is also really high, so you don't have to have that much power to still get a lot of bass out of it. So that's another point that we don't need to forget. In addition to the way Kicker rates their subwoofers is also important to mention, because I saw people say, oh, 600 watts, that's not much. But how many people, rate their subwoofers the way you guys do, with the 4 hours of the, 20 hertz to 80 hertz pink noise constantly on a speaker? That's not something that is standard across the board. So when you see ratings for other companies, they may be a lot higher than this, but they may not be able to take the same amount of power. That's something to understand.
Yeah, and the key to that, and keep in mind, when we rate any power rating on our speakers, that is always assuming musical power, continuous RMS, not clipped. So that doesn't mean someone who's taken a 400 watt amp and running it into Clip City to try to get 5 1/4 out of it, so they're square wave and everything. Because the bottom line, it doesn't matter what manufacturer of the product is, running square waves into your subwoofers or any speakers is bad on them. It causes them to heat up prematurely, and it will cause failure. What that heat does is it causes all the adhesives around the voice coil windings to get loose or soft, and when that gets soft, the voice coil winding can start coming loose. You can get some bubbling or puckering on the coil and in the former, and then that just leads to premature failure. So keep in mind, when we rate a speaker, you can look at the RMS power rating and know that it's passed some pretty stringent power tests here at Kicker in order to call it that. And it's done, like you said, Dereck, I'm glad you pointed out, it is 20 to 80 hertz pink noise. So it's all those frequencies in there that are pulverizing that woofer at that power level. And actually on this driver, I can't say this for the L7X or other stuff that may be coming, but this driver actually passed a 100-hour power test at 600 watts playing 20 to 80 hertz pink noise in order to achieve that power rating. So it's the real deal. Can you blow it up? Yep, we see them come into warranty all day long, and if you track it back, 9 times out of 10, it's guys running really small amplifiers. And as you know, Dereck, because you've seen this, the amp says it's 500 watts, and then you actually measure it, and it's like $1.25 at best. And so they think in their minds they've got 500 watts. They don't. They run that amplifier into total harmonic distortion or clipping. They do, to try to get loud, and that constant square wave clipping destroys the subwoofer. So to a customer, they're like, well, I put 500 watts on your 600 watt speaker and it blew up. Well, no, you really put about $1.25 and it was constantly square waved, and you heat up the adhesive and you killed it. Clean power? Yeah, these are going to take 600 watts all day long, and they're going to do it. We've done, like I said, up to a 100-hour test on these. So we really do put a lot of research and design into these drivers. And when I hear people say the word cheap or inexpensive, I just smile inside and go, yeah, but it sounds really good, doesn't it?
I have a hashtag for you, Kip.
Go for it.
Be like Kip, don't clip.
You do know that here.
I've got more where that came from.
I have several nicknames here. One of them is Clip, so people here call me Clip Litzy. And of course, since we use a Clipple for all of our testing and things, Bill Brown, who's our social guy, he likes calling me Kipple. So that's his new affectionate name for me, is I'm Kipple to him. So the hits just keep on coming. You don't need to give them any more, Dereck. They come up with them on their own.
Just reinforcing the good stuff, Kip. That's all. That's what we're here for.
You know, I wanted Brandon and Robert to join us tonight again because when we get to the drawing on this, these two guys wanted to play chess with the Kicker guy. And during our initial show, they're like, so you're giving away a QuadBox, so what? We're going to give away some free speakers to go along with it. And I'm like, what? And they actually did. These guys on their own added speakers, and these speakers are going to come from D&B's own stock. They're going to ship them straight to the winner. Unless you are close enough or desire to drive all the way to them, they'll just hold on to them because, like they said, they're even offered a free installation on this thing. So it went from just being a QuadBox giveaway to that whole package package. So, we've got the QuadBox, we got the KX 2400.1 amplifier to drive it, we've got a PKD1, which is our 1-aught power kit to go along for the ride. When Brandon and Robert said, here, Kip, have some speakers, I said, well, sure, that sounds great. What do I do now? And so on the fly, I said, well, let's add an amp to drive those things. So we put a CX 360.4 into the mix. And then you couldn't be left out in the cold. You had to come along, and I think you said something about you're going to sign the kicker banner and send it to the winner?
Yeah, I'll devalue somebody's banner by putting my signature on it, and I'll be glad to send it out to you just so you can have that huge, delicious-looking, awesome banner for your garage. Because everybody's going to want to know what's in your car when you've got this sub box in there, so you can show all your friends.
So Brandon and Robert, did you guys plan to add those speakers to the mix, or was that an impulse thing that you just felt like doing?
It's kind of like more impulsive, because you were kind of just sitting there stalling, so I had to do something, And Derek can contest to that. He'll back us on that one. You were not wanting to give away that kicker box, so we got to throw some other stuff in there, and you guys threw an amp, which is awesome. I wish I could win this stuff because, that's a lot of money right there, and it's all going to sound really good.
It's all going to sound really good. And then, one step up, like I said, these guys, Brandon and Robert, and they're sincere about this, isn't a joke. If you win and you want to drive to D&B Sales in Fort Wayne, Indiana, they will literally install the entire system for you at no charge. And so when we do pull the winner, we'll need to kind of know, and we will communicate with you also via email, so we'll have those communications, but we need to know where to ship the quad box. And if you are going to take D&B up on the offer, it would probably make sense we just ship the box straight to them because it's probably easier from a truck freight standpoint to deliver it to an actual commercial location. But we'll send it wherever it needs to go, but we can have those conversations after the fact. And man, you guys really stepped it up. Thanks for offering that, and hopefully we get somebody who'll take advantage of it.
I think it would be a really awesome opportunity for somebody to come, and videotape everything, kind of document it. It'd just be cool for everybody. And then when they get home with the vehicle, document their friend's reaction with this huge subwoofer box that's just going to blow your mind with amazing speakers.
All right, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to kind of set up here. Derek, I want you to think of a question. And Brandon and Robert, I want you guys to think of a question about something to do with the quad box or the other items that are associated with the giveaway. Just come up with one question, and we're going to take this opportunity right now to give away a couple of these Kicker Unmasked Live t-shirts. Now the thing with these shirts, guys, you can't buy them online. They're not on the Kicker website. The only way you're going to get a hold of a Kicker Unmasked Live t-shirt is to tune into this show, watch, and take advantage of the contests and opportunities we have here for this. Now, as we stated before, let's kind of get the ground rules set here, because we do use StreamYard, and StreamYard pulls in the feed from Facebook and the feed from YouTube together and presents it to us here on this end. So I'm going to give away 2 shirts with Derek's question. I'm going to give away 2 shirts with Robert and Brandon's question. And the way this will work is Bill, our social guy, he will follow the feed, and it will be the first winner to chime in on Facebook. That will be the winner that will get it from Derek's question, and the first winners to chime in from YouTube will be winners for the Brandon and Robert question. So Derek's going to be our Facebook host for 2 t-shirt giveaways, and Brandon and Robert, you're going to be our host for 2 YouTube t-shirt giveaways. Are you guys ready?
Got it.
Okay, let's start with the Facebook first. Let's go to Derek. Derek, throw a question out there, and let's make Bill work for his dinner tonight.
All right, this one's really easy for anybody who pays attention, because we've talked about this a lot. We've made fun of the 40 hertz comment. What's the tuning frequency of the quad box?
And the clock's running. Let's see who can win in. This will be the first response from Facebook that Bill, the referee, determines. Oh, actually, it'll be the first 2 since I said Facebook. So there you go. It's up to Bill. The first 2 will win shirts from Facebook. Was it Andy? It looks like Andy McGill might be one of the winners. It looks like it might be. So Andy McGill. Bill, is that an official call? Who's number 2? All right, so we got Andy McGill and Jason Diet. You 2 are the winners for the Facebook drawing for some Kicker Unmasked Live t-shirts. Bill will be reaching out to you, or you can reach out to him. It's social@kicker.com. We'll get your information, and we will get those shirts sent out to you. Now, Brandon and Robert, this is for all the people over in YouTube land. What's your question?
Okay, this is concerning the Kicker KXA 2400. How is the remote connected to the KXA 2400?
How is the remote connected to? Good question. Okay, Bill. I know you know the answer, Bill. Let's see who we get as our first 2 winners out of YouTube. How does the remote control connect to the KXA 2400.1 amplifier?
Greg Blau?
Okay.
Is that the right way to say it?
We're going to butcher his name and try not to, but Greg Blau, B-L-A-U, it looks like you are contestant number 1, and Tim F.
Thanks.
Tim F., you are the next one. So you two have just won yourselves a Kicker Unmasked Live event t-shirt. Again, get with Bill here in the chat feed, or you can reach out direct to him if you want to PM at social@kicker.com. We'll get your information and your size, because we're not just going to send you something you can't fit, because nobody who's a normal 2X guy wants to wear a schmedium. It just doesn't look good. I mean, it doesn't look good on me, so I'm not going to ask it to look good on you, because I just know it ain't happening for me. So you guys are the winners. And speaking of winners, you know, I know we're here for the QuadBox giveaway, and I don't know if Brandon or Robert, I don't know, did you guys participate in KnowledgeFest Live this past weekend?
I did not this weekend. We were both pretty busy, actually.
Sure. You know, I didn't know who would participate or not, but as a manufacturer, KnowledgeFest is an event. Normally, it's an in-person event that's held at 4 different locations across the U.S., but this year, it was actually held virtually. It was this past weekend. And we actually did some trainings. And to go to KnowledgeFest, you have to be a dealer or a rep. It's a trade show, it would be the best way to put it. And so we actually have some winners from that event we want to call out first before we get to the QuadBox drawing. So my cameraman, Tim, He is styling and profiling, to say the least. And I'm going to have Tim come on board here with us. How you doing this evening, Tim?
I'm doing good.
I'm going to wait till, okay, so I need the folks to see you're very stylish. I mean, you're prepped for the occasion.
Well, I mean, if you're going to bring out winners for a contest, you got to dress up. So I got my tux and tails on tonight.
I look at you and I think of a movie. I think of a particular movie. I think of a movie where they shake and bake everything.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I'm reminded of right here, is we're shaking and baking.
I like to party.
So, Tim, you're pretty serious here. You got a briefcase that's actually handcuffed to your wrist.
Yeah, those lawyers from Dewey Cheatham, those guys don't screw around. He wouldn't even leave the keys with me, though.
You know, I'm going to share a funny story with you guys real quick on the handcuffs. I actually ordered the handcuffs so that we could actually handcuff the results to him, and I shipped them to my house. So it was an Amazon order. So Derek, you can laugh there. And I shipped these handcuffs to my house because I wanted to make sure I got them. And the day they arrived at the house, of course, it was during the day. And there's this lady in my life who happens to be called my wife, Paula. And she was home. And oh yeah, they're laughing already because they know. They already know. So I get this text as I'm sitting here at work. And this is how the text went. So, handcuffs? That was a tough one to explain. They weren't for you and they weren't for me. It's for a work project. So that was kind of humorous, and I thought I'd just have to share that because I thought everyone might get a little kick out of that. At least my wife has a sense of humor.
Kip, it's a good sign. Maybe you should order another set.
You know, it's Amazon. It can happen in 2 days or less. So, so what do we got here, Tim? You going to unlock the box?
Yep.
Oh, you've got it. Look at this.
There are all your winners from all 6 training stations from KnowledgeFest.
And so we have 6 envelopes here, and these are actually from the KnowledgeFest live training that we did over the weekend. Tim, shake and bake.
All right, I'm gonna go cut these handcuffs off.
Go cut those handcuffs off, and maybe you need to, there should be some more envelopes for a little bit here in a little bit, I hope.
I'll track them down.
All right. So with that said, and with you gentlemen joining us here, I'm actually going to have some fun here, and we're going to give away some prizes here for the KnowledgeFest gang. So if you were one of the people who attended KnowledgeFest and you attended one of our trainings, you obviously entered these drawings and you're tuned in tonight, this is where we're announcing the winners. Now, we will reach out to the winners of this tomorrow via email. So if you're confused, and you'll understand what I mean by confused here in a second, but if you're confused if you're the actual winner, or if you're not tuned in tonight, you won't hear this anyway, but we are going to notify winners via email tomorrow. So with that said, let's open up the first envelope. This is KnowledgeFest contest number 1. And the first thing we'd like to let the KnowledgeFest attendees know is if you attended the live training for Station 1, which was actually over the power bars and the new KMFC and KMTC cans, all attendees of the live training, we're actually sending all of you a Kicker Unmasked Live t-shirt. You're actually getting a t-shirt just for being there and participating during the live show. So you all who attended the training are going to get a t-shirt. But we have 2 grand prizes we have to give away. And the first grand prize is a power bar, and it's going to be your choice. You can either select the PB1, which is the 6-speaker 150 watt power bar, or you can select the PB2, which is the 10-speaker 300 watt power bar. And of course, we're giving you the choice because we don't know where you're going to mount it. The size may be an issue with you, where the small one works in better for what you got going on. But either way, you get to choose either one of those. And so our first winner is, and Jeremy, if you'll put them up on the screen for me, is going to be Joshua from Fowlerville, Michigan. So Joshua from Fowlerville, Michigan, you are the winner of the Power Bar contest. Social media guy Bill will be reaching out to you via email tomorrow to contact you and figure out which one you like and get that sent out on the way when they're available. Because as you know, a lot of these products we talked about, they're new, they're not available yet. You'll get that product as soon as we have it in the warehouse. And then we'll move along to the second place winner in that drawing is going to be for a KMF or a KMTC marine can. Your choice, you can pick either the flat mount or the tower mount. You can pick a 9 or an 11, and you can pick white or black. So it's really your choice. Whichever one of those fits your needs, you're going to be able to pick. You're going to win those. And that's going out to Zachary from Maple Valley, Washington. So Zachary from Maple Valley, Washington, you are our winner for the second part of the contest, or the second drawing in the first contest, and that's Knowledge Fest contest number 1. Again, Bill will be reaching out to you via email. Then we're going to move on to Knowledge Fest contest 2. Can you hear me okay, Derek? Give me an audio check.
Yes, I'm muted, Kip, but I hear you fine.
Perfect. It got so quiet, I'm like, did I lose him?
No, I'm here. I'm just silent.
Perfect. Nope, that's fine. I just want to make sure.
I'm silent.
Wow, you're like me. Those are rare times, aren't they? So this is contest number 2 that was also held the first day. And this was where we talked about the new marine amplifiers and the new marine wiring kits. We actually have some fantastic marine certified, ready to go kits. And so this is drawings for that. Again, if you attended this session live, all the live attendees of that session, which was Friday afternoon or Friday evening, all of you have also won a Kicker Unmasked Live t-shirt. So Social will be getting a hold of you. We'll get your information. We'll get those shirts sent out to you. But the first place winner in that drawing is going to win a KXMA 900.5 amplifier and a 4-gauge marine wire kit. And that is going to be Jonathan, and boy, I hope I get this right, Cantonment. I hope I said it correctly. And he's from Florida. So Jonathan, you are the winner of the 900.5 amplifier and the marine wire kit. And then number 2, which is our second place winner, wins a KMA 600.6 amplifier and the same 4-gauge wiring kit. And that's going to be Jose from Houston, Texas. So Jose from Houston, Texas, if you attended the Mira Knowledge Fest live on Friday, you already know who you are. You're a winner. Bill will be reaching out to you tomorrow as well, and we'll get that information. We'll get all these prizes rounded up and get it out to you guys. So that's contest number 2. Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe, sealed and certified. And just for the record, guys, these sheets that I'm pulling out, these are the winners. The contest that the software uses is called Gleam, and these are all randomly pulled by computer. We have no input into this. We simply say how many winners we need. It gives us the output from all the people who have entered. So we just print it out here so it's easy to come up here and talk about it. The next one would have been on Saturday, which would have been in the early evening as well, and we talked about woofers and loaded enclosures. So this first contest, we called it Station 3. Everyone who attended Station 3 live, you're getting t-shirts. Keep that in mind. But our first place winner, who's going to win a pair of Comp R12s, his choice of impedance, is Mr. Sean from Marysville, Washington. So Sean from Marysville, Washington, you just won yourself a pair of Comp R12 subwoofers. So congratulations. Bill will be reaching out to you tomorrow via email. We'll get the ball rolling. Our second place winner from Station 3 is going to be Craig from Elkhorn, Nebraska. So Craig, you are our second place winner in that drawing, and you won yourself a pair of Comp RT12s, choice of impedance. Again, Bill will reach out to you. We'll get that going. We'll get those prizes headed your direction. I hope everyone can see, kind of Dereck touched on this, as a brand, we really are trying to reach out and speak and talk directly to all you guys, and hopefully these contests and giveaways and things like this mean something to you and you get some joy out of it knowing that you're winning some great products from Kicker. And if not, then we'll just send them all to Dereck because I think he'd like to have them.
I'll take them, Kip. You know me.
I know you will. Here's contest number 4. This was also Saturday evening. And this is where we talked about the new loaded enclosures from Kicker. A lot of people may or may not know out there, but when it comes to loaded enclosures, Kicker is the king of loaded enclosures. We sell a ton of loaded enclosures. And so everyone, if you attended that session live, you're going to get yourself an Unmasked Live t-shirt, just like the previous stations. And then our first place winner is going to be Mark from Pikesville, Maryland. And Mark, you won yourself the Dual 12 Comp R enclosure. That's a DCWR12. You are the winner of that. Again, Bill, he'll get in touch with you tomorrow to get the ball rolling on that. And our second place winner in that contest is a 12-inch Comp RT enclosure, a TCWRT12. And that is going to be Peter from Riverside, Rhode Island. So Peter from Riverside, Rhode Island, you are the second place winner in Knowledgefest contest number 4. Again, Bill will reach out to you tomorrow and get that ball rolling. And if a lot of you are confused, we made the call. We're just giving the first name and the city and state. We didn't really feel it was appropriate to give out a last name or a last initial in an effort to try to maintain some kind of privacy for these people. If they want to post on social what they want and how, we encourage them to, but we're going to leave that up to them. So that's why we're just doing first name, city, and state. Because I'm sure there's not many Peters that live in Riverside, Rhode Island. Probably a ton. Then we come up to day 3. We had 2 other stations we trained on day 3. That would have been Sunday afternoon. Again, if you attended live, you're all getting Kicker Unmasked Live event t-shirts if you attended that training live. And then we pulled for first place and second place. And our first place winner is going to get a set of the KSMT pillar pods. We call them snowmen. We've talked about that product in a previous Kicker Unmasked Live. I think even Dereck and Robert might have been on that show when we did that. And the winner for that is going to be Slade from Cheyenne, Wyoming. So Slade from Cheyenne, Wyoming, you are the winner of the KSMT pillar pods. And then, of course, we pulled a second place winner for that contest, just like all the others. And you're going to win the KSS 6x9, 2 3/4 inch component system that we talked about and showed. That's brand new coming up this year for 2021. And Tucker from Denver, Colorado. Tucker, you are the winner of the KSS 269 system pack. So that is the winners from station number 5 at Knowledgefest. And then, last but certainly not least, this was station 6, or the last station of the training day, and this was on Sunday evening, afternoon, evening. And this is the one that, of course, everybody wanted to know about, because this was the station where we talked about the new L7X subwoofer, which is the woofer that, even though we wanted to tell him early, Dereck held out and wouldn't sign the NDA. So he didn't get to know before everyone, but I know why. It's because he's like I am. It's not that I can't keep a secret. It's the people I tell, they won't keep their mouth shut. So I understand where Dereck came from, and he didn't want to know early, but he found out just like the rest of the world when we did our Unmasked Live, the very first show, which was a pretty long show. We went over all the new products for 2021. So if you attended the L7X training station, Mira Knowledgefest Live, you are also winning a t-shirt, Kicker Unmasked. So you're covered, got a shirt. But our first place and second place winner, I'm sure they're going to be smiling, because first place is going to get an L7X15, your choice of impedance. Those are going to come in dual 2s or dual 1s. You can choose whichever one you want. And that is Philip from Broomfield, Colorado. Philip from Broomfield, Colorado, you just won an L7X15 driver in your choice of impedance. And then our second place winner, it's not bad to be second either, because he's going to walk away, or she, with an L7X12, your choice of impedance. And that winner is going to be Peter from Brooklyn, New York. Peter from Brooklyn, New York. So that wraps up our Knowledgefest giveaways. I wanted to do those because it was on the weekend right before this Tuesday show. I felt tonight would be a good night to give those away. It's kind of like tonight is just a whole festival of ugly Christmas shirts, great Santa hats, and giveaways, and who's not in for that? Because if I was at home watching this, I'd be tuned in and probably have some of my favorite eggnog. I want to hand these off camera. Hold on a second. Okay, so that takes care of the first round of giveaways we wanted to do tonight. That's all the winners from Knowledge Fest Live. Hope you guys tuned in and watched tonight. Hope you're a lucky winner. And I would recommend you stay tuned for more events and things coming from Kicker, because if you're smart, you're seeing a trend. That's all I can say about that. With that said, Ernie, if you've got it ready, whenever you're ready, I'd like to show, don't run it just yet, but cue it up. Before we get to the final QuadBox giveaway, Derek, you put a lot of work into the video that you did for this whole promotion, and I thought it was really well done. Obviously, we sent you some footage from here at Kicker where Steve was actually signing, and Steve did hand sign these. Steve's hand signed the one that's going to the winner. This isn't the one going to the winner. This is a demo we've got sitting on the floor, but the winner's is already boxed up in a box, and it's hand signed from Steve Irby, so you're getting a hand signed one from Steve Irby too. And we sent you that footage, and you put together a great video. What I'd like to do, if you don't mind, Derek, is I'd like to actually run the video right now. And if you guys have any comments or questions, Derek, Robert, or Brandon, you can let us know. If we want to pause the video, we can, but I just like to run it and show this video, because this is really the QuadBox giveaway, and this was what kind of started it all, was Derek wanting to do an unboxing video, and it's so well done, I think we need to show it. So Ernie, when you're ready, go ahead and let that thing roll, and just leave the mics hot, so if we have questions or something, we can just go ahead and talk over it.
I think we're going to have to put this on a semi.
Looks like you had a little camera shake going on there, Derek.
That's what happens, Kip, with loud subwoofers. What's going on, guys? Derek here from Williston Audio Labs. Today we're going to talk about the Kicker L7 QuadBox. Did a video a while back. It was very popular. Actually, I got this sub box about 4 months ago, but I talked with Kicker. They didn't have any extra stock, so we decided to hold off a little bit till they got some more stock in. That way, if you guys want one of these, you can actually go to your dealer now, hopefully, and get one. So with all that said, let's get this big bad boy unboxed, find out what it's all about.
And as you said, you're going to sign that banner and ship it to the lucky winner, correct?
Kicker. That's for correct. This huge banner. I think it's like, I don't know,
I'll tell you what, Derek, if you're going to do that, I'm going to go ahead and send you another one, because I have to have one in the Big D test facilities. I can't let one go away. So you sign that one and send it off, and I'll send you another one to replace it.
That works for me. Look at that box. It's just gorgeous. L7R.
Do it bump dough.
We will find out shortly. And it's heavy. Just I know I mentioned it later in the video, but yeah, make sure you have a friend or two to help you lift this box, because not all of us are buff like some of the other ones here in the video.
Yeah, where he's putting the thumb to. Yeah, that guy is, and I don't know how you say this and not sound weird, but trust me, it's not meant in any weird way. He is a very well-built man, and he works out, and he looks good. He looks really, I'll tell you what, if I was single, he's the guy I want to hang around with at the bar, because I'll take any leftovers. Because
you're done. You've already talked about the handcuffs. Now you're talking that. You might as well just stop.
Wait. Oh, what do you mean you need to serve me a paper? Who are you?
It's a 1 ohm total. Because there are 2 terminal cups.
And you know, he actually does. Is it okay to talk about your other stuff that you do?
I mean, if you want to, that's fine.
Well, why don't you tell us, because it's really freaking cool.
So besides managing a car audio business, I also cover model for romance novel books. So it's nice. This year's kind of been lacking because of the COVID thing. Usually I travel almost every weekend out of town. But, you know, I'm happy to have a great business to work for, and obviously great people to supply amazing products. Keeping me busy on the weekend still, but not where I'd rather be sunny and shiny right now. But
We do recommend strapping this box down too, by the way, with these brackets.
That's a big
and
point.
Those brackets,
Go ahead.
Those brackets are very heavy duty.
When we had 2 boxes in the vehicle, they would literally violently jump away from each other. I mean, it just...
Even laying down on the floor, it actually will, the base pressure off the back of the box will push it forward. So definitely you gotta strap them.
Yeah, that's a great point, guys.
kind of on either end.
You know, that's why we
can see
include
very
those big
large
straps like that. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to be too impatient and either not put them on because they just want to fire it up and hear it, and they'll say they'll do it later and they never get back to later. But that is a lot of woofer and enclosure there, and you do need to get that thing bolted down in your vehicle.
And the key is about 8 inches off the back of your vehicle.
And it was almost $1,600 for just the box. So.
You say that like you know. There's authority in what you just said there.
Yeah, we try to view.
I mean, it's all about testing. Look at Wiz go.
Yeah, he picked it up by himself.
Yeah,
I'm not a cover model. I'm kind of a little old for that, but I still got some lift.
Do it bump though.
Do it bump.
Let's see
That's
how
the question
it sounds
everybody
in the
always
vehicle
asks.
with the little nice remote bass knob. Let's fire it up. Watch it thump.
Flexin 500 had, I don't know if I can even say what he said, but it is funny.
And again, these segments are difficult to capture on a microphone, so any distortion you hear is just a distortion from the mic.
Yeah, when you're playing those kind of levels at that type of frequency, you're just going to drive the living daylights out of a microphone and anything recording.
Little slow-mo action for you.
Now, were you playing just test tones, or were you playing music, or what were you playing here, Derek?
It's a test song that does a sweep. It's called Bass Test, I think. It's on Spotify.
You know, I see a couple comments over here. Someone, Brian Hall said that they put 2 of those in one vehicle. Ouch, something, the comment went by, it's okay. But, I keep seeing a theme here, and, two in a vehicle, 2 for test. I don't know. I got a feeling.
I want to try 4 of them in the work van, but everybody keeps telling me no.
Well, who's telling you no? Is the guy beside you telling you no? It can't be him. It's him.
The only thing if you drive this work vehicle to go pick up stuff, all it does is squeak and make noise, and it's all due to the quad box. 1. Now, 2, it's the most annoying thing to do. I mean, I'm okay for it, but I'm not driving it after that.
It's a given. It doesn't matter, what SPL. We won't talk about the level because it's kind of irrelevant. But when you put a lot of bass in your vehicle, expect to find things that are going to come loose.
That is the truth.
Back in the day, and it's a long time ago, but I had a Honda Accord hatchback. This had been back in like 87, I think it was, 87 Accord hatchback. And I had a pretty big potent system even back then. I mean, I had a system back then that was doing, low to mid 140s. And I was cracking the roof welds. I mean, you could see on the roof, it was just tearing apart where the side bodies came up and attached that roof. It did some crazy stuff to it. So bass will destroy stuff if you let it. Especially a work van.
Yeah, and the Sequoia here is a 2001, so it's pretty, it's seen its rattles and squeaks.
Derek, when you did all your testing, the maximum SPL that you received was with the box laying down and the sub and the port back, correct?
That is correct, and it was about 8 to 12 inches from the rear hatch. I can't remember exactly. I didn't measure it, but somewhere around there.
Because I seen you did a lot of different positionings in the video, which, I mean, that's how you get loud is keep testing.
Yeah, and this part here, the camera's on a tripod, so what you'll notice is the whole tripod actually starts moving, so you'll notice that. Watch the camera just move. It's because the whole thing is flexing.
There's one of the guys. Go ahead.
Are you doing a sweep right here, or are you just doing a solid test tone?
It's a song, actually. I was playing a song back here. Yeah, it's flexing. I mean, it was making some moves. So I got 147 off music. That's impressive.
That's real impressive to be able to do that. One of the guys here, Brian Hall, it must be the same Brian Hall I know. He's actually a buddy of mine from the Wayback Machine. How you doing, Brian? he asked me, he said, how many speakers in that Honda Accord? I think he's trying to bait me because he knows he was around when I built that vehicle, and it was 18 drivers total. There were 18 speakers in that car.
Was that when you were with Kicker then, Kip?
Actually, I was not. I was working for a dealer. It was one of my first retail jobs. Doing that job while I was going to college and things, and they were not a Kicker dealer. They sold various other brands. We sold Kenwood, MTX, and a couple other brands, but I was not working for a Kicker dealer at that time. It was just a little further down the highway. I went to work for another dealer, and that's when I got my first exposure to Kicker. And I've been a Kicker fan. I mean, obviously, you can see where I'm working, so it's pretty obvious that I kind of got hooked. And
there it is, guys.
There it is.
That was my first 150.
Now, a key to that, if you would have let that tone go a little bit longer, it might have possibly went up just a little bit more. Because it seemed like that box liked to pressurize the cabin more.
Yeah, so being an amateur that I am, see, I'm learning every day. So people like you guys help me understand. But here we pull the subwoofer out of the box, and Kip's already shown a better cutout of the sub itself. But here you can see the quality of the way the box is built.
I'm sure people are going to want to say, hey, let's put some Q classes in there. Well, we tried that too, inverted. It wasn't as loud. So,
well, we just have it on the 2400. Maybe if we put more wattage to it, it could have. But I mean, just throwing them in just for giggles, it was louder with the regular subs.
That's very interesting because I was wondering that. Very interesting.
If you had the power, if you dumped a lot more power in there, you'd probably see an increase. But at the same power level, those 4 L7Rs are going to walk all over an L7S or an L7Q because of their efficiency.
Oh, yeah, I believe it.
I'm running a pair of the Q class in one of my vehicles, and it's in a custom built box, and I got the KXA 2400 on that, and I think we got 148 out of that.
And you're running how many? A pair, you said? Two. Yep. So you're running two Q class 12s doing a 48.
Yep.
And it's musical.
Yep.
It's something Dereck would be proud to listen to.
Yep.
It's not just an SBL vehicle. It is a musical vehicle.
And it gets down pretty low, too.
Is that the, I mean, I seen an enclosure of one vehicle. I can't remember if it's Brandon's or Robert's, but is that the one that it's got like the stained wood box? Maybe, is it like blue or something?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a Bobby Gately box. So.
Shout out to Bobby Gately. You know, he is a high-profile designer in the high-output SPL base, and not just SPL, but just making a quality box that sounds good all the way around. He's a master at his art. That's interesting. You got one of his boxes. That's awesome. We can definitely give Bobby a shout-out. Hope someone knows Bobby and understands he makes great products. Shout out to Bobby.
Yeah, we carry a full line of his products, and he is very personal, like you guys at Kicker. I will say that.
You know, we've actually had a discussion, and I think you might find an episode of Unmasked Live in the future where we might talk about boxes and things like that. And I think we might actually get Bobby Gately on the show. I think that might be a pretty cool show. Get him and a couple other people to join us. Yeah, we will definitely make that happen then. We're definitely interested in it because he does seem like, I haven't met him in person yet, but he seems like a real stand-up guy from all the people I've talked to, and he sounds like a guy to have on the show. Would be a good guy to have around. So with that said, Ernie, obviously I was talking and not paying much attention. The video's wrapped up. Ernie ran that 3D walkthrough. Now, before we get to the final giveaway of this package, and this is a serious question, does anyone watching have any questions about any of the other products that we've talked about in the previous, because this is actually, I can't believe it's episode 7 already, but you know, the original Kicker Unmasked Live, which was the big event, and then we've done 7 of these weekly shows, with tonight being number 7. We've covered everything from key product to the key lock to the mid-tweeter pod, which this is actually, this product right here is very popular. People are actually chomping at the bit for us to get these out. They're excited to see these. The L7X is obviously a flagship product that people are talking about. But before we get to that final drawing, I just want to give people the opportunity, or even Brandon and Robert or Dereck, if you guys had a question about any of the previous stuff we've talked about, if there is anything, I'd like to just take a chance to answer those now, because we did say it was an Ask Anything show, kind of, sort of, to kind of fill in the gap a little bit. But if there isn't any, of course, we'll move right along to the drawing. But I want to give you guys a chance to ask some questions about things we've already covered.
Yeah, I was just going to say the one that Bill just put up about the L7X quad box, and I think we've talked about that before. And the forklift that you would need to put that into your vehicle. Not sure. Obviously, you guys don't talk about your future products, but I see that come up quite a bit. People asking about the L7X QuadBox.
They do ask about the L7X QuadBox, and I'll get right back to that, Dereck. Hold on just one second. I want to answer this. Tim F. asked, he said, release of the L7X. Tim, here's the deal, and this kind of ties into another question I saw fly by, so I'll try to combine these into one answer. We are in the final development stages of the L7X, and we're still playing around with some materials. We're playing around with the spiders, and it may sound, to you guys, it may not sound like much, but basically we're trying to determine how many eggs do we need to go into the pancake batter so we get just the right pancake batter, and you just can't throw 3 eggs and call it done. So we're playing with spider material, we're playing with spider stiffness, and we're also playing with surround material and surround stiffness. We're actually working with different layers of materials up on the surround, not just the one material, and we may end up going a different direction. We've got a bunch of stuff in-house that's in final testing. We're not going to talk about when the exact date these are going to be available until we've actually had Mr. Irby, and that's what it boils down to. When Steve signs on the dotted line and says, yep, that's the L7X, I'm calling it done, then we can get a little bit firmer on that. But our target is Q2 of 2021. So if you know how that goes, that's going to be April, May, or June. That's what we're looking at, possibly having the release date for the L7X. And that brings us back to the second question that ties in, is teal small parameters. Someone did ask for TS. Because the surround and the spiders are not finalized, we are not comfortable releasing any of those specs right now. There is one gentleman who is out there building a new project, and maybe you guys know him. It's Steve Barber from the Onum Company. And so giving a shout out to Steve, he's actually doing a build called Move Air 2. And yes, he is building it around the new L7X subwoofers that we're coming out with. So it's okay to talk about that because he's made that public knowledge. He wants teal small parameters so that he can figure some things out. And I've leaked to him the initial parameters where we're at off of a couple development samples, and Steve's response was, well, which is it? And we're like, we don't know yet. I'm told you these are all preliminary, so he can't share them. They're not available to the open world. It's just so he could get some kind of idea to start his box design for his enclosure, but we've made it very clear to him that those are not the final teal smalls, and anything you do right now is preliminary, but at least he's got an idea. So we will release teal smalls as soon as we finalize up the design, but not yet, but they're coming. And to your question about a quad box, Dereck, I don't think we would ever do a quad box based around the L7, just because the drivers are 68 pounds apiece. So for those drivers, you're looking at 280 pounds just in speakers, and now you got to throw another 140 pounds of box on top of that. I don't think that even the truck drivers would be very happy with us toting around something like that. It's just shipping costs and weight are just really beyond what we'd want to deal with. I didn't say we won't do an L7X enclosure though, did I? I just said probably not a quad box. So I only let little pieces out. Maybe they're true, maybe they're not. You know, that Kip, you just can't, once he's off stage, they put him back in his cage. You don't know what he's thinking. Just ignore that guy. He's crazy. He wears a cat shirt. What are you going to talk about? So that's the cue on that. Has Kicker developed motorcycle speakers or power sport kits for side-by-sides? The answer to that, Corey, is yes. Hit kicker.com, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 Central Time here in Oklahoma. You can call and talk to anyone in customer service or tech support. They can walk you through everything that's available there. We do have kits that are made for certain vehicles already, and we also do a la carte parts. So we do have a special line of coax products that are made just for power sports products. They're very efficient. They use neomagnet structures, so they're very lightweight. One of the big things that people don't think about on a motorcycle is you start throwing a bunch of weight up there in a fairing or on the handlebars, the gyroscopic effect of running out down the road is detrimental to the rider. So there's actually about 12 to 16 ounces is as heavy as you want to go on a speaker and a fairing, unless you happen to be built like one of the guys from D&B Sales, then you can probably ride anything you want. It doesn't matter. Throw 30 pounds up there if you like. You'll be fine.
Believe it or not, we actually tried those power sports speakers in a vehicle just to see what they would do, and they are extremely loud.
They are extremely loud. I mean, The power sports drivers are designed, I mean, typically when we design a speaker, there's a roll-off built into the very high frequencies because you don't want that much output in a natural sounding in-car speaker. But once you get on an open air vehicle, you've got Mother Nature just sucking that high end right by you. So you need all the high end you can get that's realistic. And those drivers we've designed those to have actually a rising response as they go out to the top end, so that when you're riding on an open air vehicle and that wind starts diluting and pulling that past you, you get a decent high end response. So I can imagine in vehicle, yeah, they're pretty loud. You're shaking your head like, can you even hear me now?
Huh?
Exactly. Any bigger amplifiers coming soon? This is from Darren. Hopefully I get your last name right. Laughin or Laughin. Darren, when you got a woofer like this, you're going to need some power to drive it. And so probably wouldn't make a lot of sense for Kicker to make a woofer like this without an amplifier that would drive a woofer like this. So I can't tell you there is or there isn't a bigger power amplifier coming, but if I was a betting man and looked at the logic, I would kind of put my money on black. That's what I would do. Does that answer your question? Anything else in the feed there, Jeremy, that looks like we need to throw it up on the screen? Will Kicker ever make a new spare for the old Solo X's? Unfortunately, this looks like Scotty Mitts. Unfortunately, no. When the current spares, and I don't even know if we have any of the 10s and 12s left in stock anymore. We did have a quantity of them for a while. Unfortunately, when those are gone, the old Solo X will be officially retired. There are people out there that are doing rebuilds. They're taking the old Solo X motors and they are putting them into round baskets and turning them into round drivers, because that motor, what's crazy about that motor, and the good news is, the guy who designed the original Solo X motor is the same guy who's designed the new L7X motor. So if you liked the old Solo X, trust me, you're gonna like the new L7X, because the same guy who designed that motor designed this motor, and this speaker does exceed the performance of the old Solo X on every level there is. But unfortunately, the old Solo X, even though it's one of the most coveted motors there are out there and people do rebuild them, is because of tools that wear out and things like that, it does reach end of life. And you have to understand that the original Solo X line went into production in 2001. It's getting very long in the tooth, and we just are not going to go back and redo that tooling and continue building spares for that driver. It sounds like it's probably time to either sell the motor to someone who wants to do an upgrade on it, which they can, and move into a new L7X. That'd be a great time to do that with the new one coming out. Are the 3D models of the subs and boxes available for public use anywhere? That's a good question. We'll have to ask the staff. I mean, we have those up on our YouTube feed. They're there. As far as when you say public use, maybe you need to reach out to Bill. Drop him an email, social@kicker.com. Be a little more specific in your question, and we'll see what we can do for you on that. It is our proprietary stuff. We design all that stuff in-house, but if you've got a legitimate use for it that makes sense, I'm not saying we couldn't give it to you. So reach out to Bill, give us a question with all the details. We'll go from there. That's the best answer I can give you on that one. Anything else? Looks like we're getting down here to the neodymium magnets to save weight. Neodymium magnets to save weight on what? Are we talking about tweeters and mid-ranges? The answer to that would be yes. We do use neodymium on our tweeters. We do use neodymium on our small mid-range drivers, and that does save weight. Neo gives you a lot more magnetic force in a much smaller compact size for a given thing. So yeah, we do use that here. Were you asking about something else?
They actually make power sport speakers with Neo drivers, and they work amazing. I'm just wondering what else might come out someday.
Well, this right here, this is a standard ferrite motor structure. This is the L7X, if this is what you're asking about. No, it's not. This is not Neo. This is not Neo at all. There's no Neo here. There's no Neo. There's no Matrix. There's no Neo. This is strictly ferrite. The speaker you're thinking about with Neo is probably just a little bitty tweeter right here. That's all you see. It's just a little tweeter. Nothing else. Stay tuned though, because you never know. Well, the new Solo X coming in 18-inch. Right now, the L7X, which is the Solo X is the family of products. Oops, did I say that? Solo X is the family of products, L7X happens to be one of the models in the family of products. And right now, the L7X is on paper for a 10, a 12, and a 15. Yes, we listen to feedback and demand. We've already seen all the people asking for an 8 or a 6.5 version of a new L7X. And yes, we've heard people asking for an 18. So I can't tell you officially that those sizes are going to be made, but I can tell you officially we are listening, and the more demand there is, we look at that and it will determine whether we're going to go those directions. So right now it'll stop at a 15, but you never know. People are asking for 18s, 8s, and 6.5, so we'll have to see where it goes. Kip loves Jason, it's not that I want to toy with your emotions. It's that fine line between I love telling there are things I actually know about what's coming that I want to talk about. I just can't. And I have to walk that razor edge between I want to talk about it and I like a paycheck on Friday. So it's that little fine line that Kip has to walk up here that I can let out just enough that'll keep me employed and keep Steve Irby happy, because that's how I stay employed. It's keeping Steve happy. But you know, the thing I will tell you, in all honesty, if you're watching this and you're interested on new kicker products that come out, I know people like the applications, the tips and the hints and the things that we get into, but if you're about all the new product, this is what I can tell you. I'll let this secret out of the bag. We are going to use this Kicker Unmasked Live weekly platform to talk about all the new products that are coming. So if you guys have followed how companies may have worked in the past, where, you know, we save everything up and we show you all the new stuff at a CES show, which was the big show in January, or we save everything up and we try to show it to you at like a SEMA show, which was happening in late September, early October. If you look at those type of events, we have made a decision to pull back from that, and we've made the decision it's okay if we let out one product maybe this week, maybe another product 2 weeks later, maybe the next product that's ready, we let it out 6 weeks later. Whatever that timetable is, we feel comfortable enough with this new platform that, and we're just standing tall on the shoulders of greatness, like Derek and Robert and, you know, EXO, and you look at all these things that Dean and Fernando and Steve Mead have done. They've shown companies like us that social media, this type of live streaming, is the best way that we can get out to you with new products. So I can tell you this, we're committed to bringing all the new products to you here on Kicker Unmasked Live Weekly. And when it's going to be a new product release show, we'll tell you. We'll do a teaser a week in advance, and you'll know whether it's going to be a new product release show. And we will talk about that right here on this show. So anything you're looking for new, you want to know about the new products coming from Kicker, I would recommend to go to YouTube. I would go down to the Kicker page. I would go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Go ahead and ring that bell for notifications, because we are going to release all new product information, and it will be released earlier than it ever has before, because we wanted to let you know about it as soon as we can. It's all going to happen right here in Kicker Unmasked Live Weekly. So not that I'm trying to just give a shameless plug. I am trying to tell you, if you're into that kind of thing, it's all going to happen right here. So stay tuned into this channel. And we're always going to reach out and hopefully have guests just like Robert and Brandon and Derek and all sorts of people want to join us here. I've jokingly said what I'd like to see this turn into is more or less, this is going to be like the Food Network channel, but it's the Car Network channel for guys who are just into car audio. So, hello, I'm here. I'm cooking up some new subwoofers for you. I think you're going to like them.
Kip, as long as you don't do infomercials, we're okay.
I promise I won't do infomercials. I can make fun of myself and laugh at myself, and I think that's why I drew short straw, and I'm out here, and they're all back there because they feel safe. So,
but wait, there's more.
But wait, folks, please don't go. We got so much more to show you and talk about. But with that said, I am watching the clock. It's time. I mean, I think that's enough questions from out in the, High Five, yeah, don't forget High Five Vega. I can't forget High Five Vega. I love Robert. Robert is a guy who I've started following because of following Derek, and it's very obvious Robert is starting to get into his groove. He's starting to get people follow his show, and Robert is, and I know Derek says, you know, I'm just an everyday guy. I'm a hobbyist and enthusiast and talk about audio. If you want to talk about someone who really feels like an everyday guy, it's definitely Robert. I like Robert. I've been blessed to meet him in person and actually break bread with him over a couple of meals. I've loved that he's been here at the factory, and a big shout out to him. His show that he puts on most, I think it's called Reverse Polarity now. That's the one he's getting a lot of traction with. Highly recommend. If you haven't tuned in and watched Robert's show, High Five Vega, you need to. It's Reverse Polarity. Thursday nights, is that right, Derek?
Yes.
So Thursday nights, go check him out. He's a really, I mean, you know him better than anyone. So, I mean, if you want to give him a plug, go for it, Derek.
Yeah, so his channel on YouTube is Hi-Fi Vega, and he does other videos as well, but he does live streaming 12-volt talk with me, and he does reverse polarity with Dean from 5 Star Car Stereo. So quite a few different things going on there.
And for 14 easy payments and $99.99, we can get this into your car. Come on down. The quad box you're looking at today could be gone tomorrow, so let's get you signed up. And if you don't have cash, that's no problem. We can finance it. You don't need cash. We got financing. So roll that bucket on down here. It doesn't matter if it's $300 or $3,000. We got the box for you. Come on down to Crazy Kip's Car Audio. We're here 24/7, 365 because I got nowhere else to go. Come on down.
This guy's good.
So with that said, this is the final drawing. Let's get Timmy out here. If you don't mind, Aaron, Jeremy,
hey.
Who am I talking to? Ernie, bring me a video.
Hey, Kip, don't forget my little segment I want to do here before you guys do the drawing.
Let's do it. We got this is obviously a little video that our guys up in marketing put together. We called this whole thing, internally we call it the Quadzilla, because it kind of made sense. It's such a big burly box and it's just out there shaking the earth and having fun. But this was the quad box giveaway. We called it Quadzilla. We did it in conjunction with Dereck over at Williston Audio Labs. I am proud as a pig in mud that Brandon and Robert joined us and got along for this, because I really sincerely like seeing our kicker dealers want to participate in this, and it's a great way to get exposure with them. So remember, guys, D&B Sales, Fort Wayne, Indiana, these guys, they stepped it up. They came to the plate and they're giving product out on their dime into this drawing. It's not just, we're not making this up, it's not scripted. They added that stuff to the prize. So if you're in the Fort Wayne area around there and you're looking for great car audio and advice, you need to go see Robert and Brandon, because these guys are the real deal. So seriously, guys, I mean that.
Thank you.
Kip, before you do the drawing, can I get 1 minute to read the little thing I put together?
I don't want to give you just 1 minute. I actually want you to take over the main screen. So please, if you will, Jeremy, my man who makes everything happen behind the scenes, pull us with the ugly sweater and the tuxedo t-shirt down someplace else and draw Mr. Dereck Williston onto the big screen.
Oh, there we are. All right, guys. So, I thought about it today. I said, it might be interesting to write a little poem about the giveaway tonight, about the past few weeks. So I put something together. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to read it to you. This is like a 'twas the night before Christmas kind of thing. 'Twas the night of the kicker quad box giveaway. And there's a few things Big D would like to say. We all know 2020 has been a rough year. But tonight someone is going to win a lot of kicker gear. 4 12-inch subs to shake your head and rattle your teeth. Just remember, keep that volume low at night, as we need to be discreet. 2400 watts, KS series speakers, and an amp wiring kit, all installed by D&B Auto Sales to make it all sound legit. Not to worry, as the winner can't be any of my family or me, but whoever wins will be bumping just like this big dummy. In a few minutes, we'll find out who won. Thanks again to Kicker, including Clip, Kip, Bill, Steve. This has been a lot of fun. In closing, I'll say Merry Christmas and a ho ho ho. Also, don't forget to check out Williston Audio Labs for some cool videos. Thank you. I'm here all week.
Hey, Big D.
I'm gonna get. Go ahead.
Hey, Big D, if you write a poem book, just let me know. I mean, maybe I can cover model for it.
I got my model, man. I'm good to go. You the man. Hallmark is not hiring. I've already checked. So.
Oh, this is too much fun. And for all of you who are tuned in, this is probably the one moment I'm going to get a little serious on you, because I have very few of them, trust me. Dereck, thanks for that. And of course, anyone who's had the opportunity to meet Mr. Steve Irby knows that this man is truly a humble, genuine Christian man, and he believes in giving back and taking care. And if you look at his list of priorities, it is God, and then it's family, and then it's company. And he considers company his family. So all this fun that we get to do here, you know, Tim, myself, Ernie, Jeremy, Bill, all back there behind the stage, you know, Steve trusts us that we will come out here and we will do and say and represent the brand the way he wants it to be done. Everything out here, if it says Kicker on it, it's his signature. That's how much pride Steve has in this company. And Steve, he'll flat out tell you that he's never leaving. I mean, he's going to work at his desk until there's no Steve left to work at his desk, because this is his passion. And we are just blessed that he gives us the rope, enough of it, that we can go out almost to the point to hang ourselves and stop and do things like this. And you know, this Kicker Unmasked Live, we're sincere about this. We're committed to doing this every Tuesday night. We're gonna come up with content. We're gonna come up with guests. We're gonna come up with ways for you guys to want to tune in and do this. And yes, we are going to reward you ongoing with fun programs and fun giveaways. We'll do more things. I mean, I don't want to just take over Derek's world and just be a Kicker giveaway show, but we're going to work with Derek and do things in the future. We're going to work with Robert. We're going to work with other guys, and we're going to keep doing this because you guys are important to us. Without you buying and supporting products from the Kicker family, there is no Kicker family. So from all of us, Merry Christmas and thanks.
That's beautiful, man.
It's the truth. So somebody's getting an early Christmas present. Who's ready?
We're all ready. Let's do it.
Okay, let's open up this box. Again, these are certified winners from the offices of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. They are the best attorneys money can't buy. And we have 2 envelopes right here. Tim?
I'm out.
You out?
I'm out.
Shake and bake, brother.
All right.
Everyone, give it up for Tim. He is a one-man band behind all the cameras, and he makes this happen, and Tim does a fantastic job, and I'm not just saying that. He works his tail off doing setup for this show, getting things staged out on here, getting the camera set up. We couldn't do this show as easily as we do without Tim, and I mean that sincerely. So, okay, Jeremy, are you ready to run down the list of runner-ups in the QuadBox giveaway drawing? So what this is, folks, we did, and the reason I did this, it was kind of my play on the 12 days of Christmas. We did the major giveaway, and then we got 12 runner-up prizes. Now, they're all the same prize. It's just that 12 people are going to win this runner-up prize to the QuadBox giveaway. And Ernie, if you could put up on screen for me, please, the photo of the EB200s, if you don't mind. You can find that. I know it's there in your asset library. If you can pull that up and put it up on screen. But the people who are going to win this runner-up package, there's 12 of you, you're going to get a set of EB200 headphones, or earbuds, I should say. And ironically, it's the same ones I'm wearing live on the show most nights that I use so I can hear you guys on the StreamYard feed. And you're also going to get a Kicker Unmasked Live event t-shirt in your size, so it'll actually fit you. Again, as I jokingly say, we're not going to let you be a 3X guy and send you a medium, because that's just not funny on anybody, unless it's me. Then it's pretty hilarious, but we don't want to do that to you. So these 12 people, you're going to get a set of the EB200 Bluetooth earbuds. You're going to get a Kicker Unmasked Live t-shirt. And the EB200s are cool. They're balanced real well. The battery and electronics are actually in 2 pellets on both sides. You get volume up and down. They actually are magnetic, so if you pull them out and bring them around, they'll actually catch on the front, so they'll stay together. So if you're jogging, riding a bike, working out the gym, you can hold them on there. I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway, it's actually our least expensive in-ear earbud, and it's probably my favorite one. I actually own a couple pair at home. They're just really nice. They retail for $50, and they certainly sound like a whole lot more money than the $50 they cost. So hopefully you're going to enjoy these when they get these, and hopefully we'll get them to you. Hopefully we'll get them to you before Christmas, but you know the way shipping goes around Christmas time, you don't know, but that's what you're winning, is a t-shirt and a set of the EB200. So with that said, Jeremy, you ready for number 1? Let's start going down the list. So the first winner, runner-up in the QuadBox contest is, and I'm going to mess this up because I don't know how to say it, but it's either Josue, it's Josue, and I really don't know how to pronounce that. So if someone's got some input, Josue, but he's from DeLand, Florida. He is our first runner-up, getting a t-shirt and a set of the earbuds. Second runner-up is going to be Ryan from Minneapolis, Minnesota. So Ryan from Minneapolis, Minnesota, you are our next winner in the QuadBox giveaway and the runner-up. Number 3 is going to be Sean from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Sean from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Now keep in mind, we consciously chose not to use a person's last name just so you could have some sense of privacy. Once you win your prize, or if you want to talk about it on social media, man, go ahead and talk all you want. We're glad for you to do that, but keep in mind we're trying to respect your privacy. If you do a social post, we would love for you to tag Kicker with, Kicker Audio or at Kicker Audio so that we know that you've made a post so we can give you that kind of recognition, but we're leaving that all in your hands. Number 4 is going to be a Waylon from Chicago, Illinois. Waylon from Chicago, Illinois, you just won a Kicker Unmasked Live t-shirt and a set of EB200 earbuds. Our next runner-up winner is going to be Michael from Lawrenceville, Georgia. Michael from Lawrenceville, Georgia. You are also a winner in the runner-up of the QuadBox contest. Coming down the pike, we have Andrew from St. John's, Michigan. Andrew, you are a winner of a t-shirt and a set of EB200 earbuds. Number 7, David Burleson from Texas. David Burleson from Texas. You are number 7 in the runner-up list of winners. Number 8, we have Aaron, or maybe it's more appropriately Aaron, from Aurora, Colorado. So Aaron from Aurora, Colorado, you are a runner-up winner for a t-shirt and a set of earbuds. Number 9, Justin from Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Justin, Johnstown, Pennsylvania, you are an early Christmas winner with a t-shirt and a set of Kicker EB200 earbuds. Number 10, Elijah from Las Vegas, Nevada. A place where we can go and all lose our paychecks quickly. Las Vegas, Nevada. There's no place better to drink and watch your money fly away. But Elijah, you're a runner-up winner. You're going to get one of these live Unmasked Kicker t-shirts along with some earbuds. Number 11, Dylan from Altoona, Pennsylvania. Dylan, you're a winner in the runner-up section of the Kicker Unmasked Live QuadBox giveaway, done in conjunction with Brandon and Robert and Derek from Williston Audio Labs. And then finally, number 12 is going to be Val from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Val from Albuquerque, New Mexico, you are the number 12 runner-up winner in the QuadBox giveaway. You're going to be getting a t-shirt and a set of EB200 earbuds. So that wraps up the runner-ups in the giveaway. And of course, that only means one thing.
Somebody's getting ready to win big.
In this envelope right here, I do have the QuadBox grand prize winner. We will, as I stated before, and I've said it multiple times, and I want to make sure you're hearing me, we will be reaching out to all winners by email tomorrow to validate and get your information to get your prize and everything lined up. So we're not giving last names. I'm pretty sure you know if you're the winner with the city, state, and your first name, at least we hope so, but we're just doing that for privacy. Again, if you want to make social posts, man, we are here. We'd love to see them, but that's entirely up to you. So with that said, man, this is kind of exciting. I mean, this is 4 weeks in the making. I mean, Bill, how many people do we have enter this?
3,700.
Bill says we had about 3,700 people enter this contest, and we were talking about it earlier. This is actually our second most popular contest we've ever run as a company ever. So I think we're going to think of another contest. What do you think? You guys stay tuned. You guys watch the show. You guys ask us questions. You guys participate and get involved. It's just going to make us want to do more stuff, and we will come up with other contests to give stuff away to you guys. Trust me. The older you get, I get more fun watching people's eyes light up from the gift I give them than I do receiving a gift myself. And I mean that sincerely, and this is kind of that same thing. I love watching people get stuff that they don't expect, and they love it. So this is fun. Thanks, Steve. We appreciate you letting us do this. So, okay, here we go. The Quad Contest Grand Prize winner. And let's make sure everyone knows what you're getting. It's going to be the QuadBox right here. One L7R QuadBox. You're going to get a KXA 2400.1 amplifier to power that puppy up with. You got to have wire to make it happen, so you're going to get a PKD1, which is our 1-aught wiring kit. You're going to get, and this is because the guys at D&B, they pushed it. You're going to get a pair of front and a pair of rear speakers that fit your car. So obviously we'll have to find out what car you have so we can get the right speakers to you. And Robert and Brandon are going to make that happen. They're actually going to, one or two things will happen. You're either going to drive to them and they're just going to have them there for you, or we'll get your info from you and we'll get it to Robert and Brandon and they'll ship them to you. But either way, that is courtesy of D&B Sales. Guys, I can't thank you enough for that. That's outstanding. Thank you for having the Christmas spirit and participating. And a D&B Sales t-shirt? Heck yeah, there we go. They just upped it again. Look at that. You guys are great. Thank you for that. And then if you want to drive to their store in Fort Wayne, they're sincere. They're going to install all this for free. So that's part of the package if you want it. We added the CX 360.4 amplifier because you have to have some power to run the rest of those speakers. So that is a complete, went from just a quad box that Dereck wanted to do an unboxing on to this is basically a full system based around a quad box that you could be bumping for the holidays. What do you think about that?
And it bumped though.
Does it bump though? It do bump. We've come to the conclusion it do bump. So if everyone's ready, here we go. Our winner of the quad box giveaway is.
What happened? Oh my God, what in the world?
I think maybe Steve pulled the plug.
Maybe he did. Oh, look at Kip. He's having fun. This is not fun, Kip. These people are about to kill us in the chat room.
I didn't know that was coming. I had nothing to do with that. Nothing. Oh no. So Donald from Graham, Washington. Donald from Graham, Washington. Are you tuned into the feed tonight?
I sure hope so.
I mean, it would be nice if you are. I don't know if you are or not, but is there a Donald from Graham, Washington tuned into the feed tonight? Because I'd love to have him on pop up live if he is. Mark M, thank you for that. Congratulations, Donald. Grats, Donald. Grats, Donald. You know, guys, this makes me feel good to see that you guys, even though you may not be the one that won, that you've got the heart to thank the guy who did win. Stay tuned in. We are going to create other packages. We're going to come up with some fun stuff. You guys are going to enjoy the stuff we're going to do going on in Kicker Unmasked Live because it's just too much fun to do. So, lucky man, this is Donald from Graham, Washington. Bill, our social guy, like I said, everyone who's a winner tonight will be reaching out to you over email. We will be sending you a notification of what you won, getting a hold of you, and we'll go from there. But man, here it is. We've pulled the winner for the quad box giveaway that started off as just an idea that Dereck wanted to do an unboxing video. We turned it into something like this, and man, that's something special. What do you think?
Yeah, Kip, this has been awesome. I greatly appreciate you guys involving me in this whole event, this whole contest and everything. It's been a lot of fun, and yeah, I'm looking forward to things coming up in the future too. So you guys stay tuned for things that's coming up. And again, thanks to Kip and to Bill and to Steve and Ernie and everybody there who's been so great to work with. This has just been a blast, and I think it's been more than just this one night of the giveaway. There's been a lot of other information that's gone out as well, but hey, it's always fun to be Donald.
You know, right now I wish I was Donald, because all joking aside, something like this, based on something like this, is probably going to end up in this boy's home theater room right here, because I do love a good home theater, and when stuff blows up, I like to know it's blown up. If you know what I mean.
Yes, I like that too, Kip.
So with that said, I do want to say, again, Merry Christmas. We do have a show next Tuesday, and we're actually not going to tell you what it is. There'll be a teaser video on it, but we do have some stuff we're going to give away next Tuesday again. So, you know, we're really ramping up towards Christmas here. The show next week, which will be on the 22nd, that will be the last show of the year. Tim, myself, Bill, Ernie, Jeremy, all of us are going to take from next Tuesday. Once we get done with this show, we're taking off until the first year. We'll be back for our first show. I think it's the 2nd. January 2nd is the first Tuesday in the year. It's either the 2nd or the 4th. Timmy's over there behind the camera looking it up for me, so I know he's going to tell me. It's the 4th. So we'll be back. We'll do next week's show, which will be the 22nd, or the 5th. Sorry about that, the 5th, guys. So it'll be Tuesday the 5th, 2021. I can't wait for 2021. I'm ready. But we will knock it out of the park next Tuesday. We do have another show next Tuesday, and we are going to be doing some drawings and giveaways next Tuesday. So if you're into that kind of thing, which I think most people are, tune in next Tuesday. We're going to cover that and a host of other things. I want to say Merry Christmas to everyone. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for participating in the QuadBox giveaway. Derek, my man, I'm going to turn over here and look at the screen so I can see you. Maybe Ernie will change cameras on me so I don't look like I'm looking off into outer space. But I want to thank you for everything you did, participating with us on this QuadBox giveaway. Man, home run, thank you. It was fun. I can obviously tell everyone enjoyed it. Robert and Brandon, guys, thank you. What you showed was true integrity and Christmas spirit by stepping up and doing what you did. Made me give away another amplifier, so I'm going to have to go down at Wendy's here when I'm done and work my second shift job to make up for what I'm doing here. But other than that, great job. I thank you guys for participating. I want to wish you and everyone out there Merry Christmas. I hope you've enjoyed this Kicker Unmasked Live. Do you have anything to add before we roll off, Derek? Anything to add, Robert or Brandon?
Thanks, guys. It's been a great journey here with you. Lots of fun. You guys are great to work with. I hope you all have a safe holiday season. Thank you so much for engaging with us and the community. This is just awesome. And again, I'm looking forward to things that are coming in 2021. It's exciting.
Thank you very much for having us. Derek, Kip, you guys are amazing like always. I've been watching Derek's videos for a long time, and it's, again, a great honor to be on a huge video like this with him. And Kip, the man himself, geez, we can't get better than that. But thank you again. You guys have a great Christmas. Randy can probably throw something else in on there.
Yep, thank you so much for everything you guys do for us, and keep on keeping on with everything.
I will say this, though. If this is what's going on in the beginning, can't wait to see what next year's going to bring.
You need to stay tuned in for the ride because we've committed to this. It's 52 weeks in a year. That means 52 shows in a year, and we're committed to making everyone fun, informative, and having a blast. So hit that bell, hit that subscribe button. You're going to want to stay tuned in because it's not just going to be the Kicker family. It's the Kicker family, which includes you guys. So thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
With that said, everybody, Merry Christmas. We will see you next week for one show before we roll out the year. We do have some prizes and stuff we're going to do then, so please tune in. Ernie, if you don't mind, you can go ahead and cut to the overhead shot, show these people what we do on a daily basis to make this happen. We've basically taken our conference room, which is where we used to have our company meetings before the whole COVID thing, and we've turned it into literally a studio. I'm going to give a wave up to the camera. But we do it from here. We do it for you guys. We have a blast doing it. We hope you tune in next Tuesday. We'll see you then. As always, I'm Kip, Tim, Ernie, Jeremy, and Bill. And for the entire Kicker family, we wish you happy holidays and a Merry Christmas. And we will see you next Tuesday. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Have a good one and be safe. Good night. Looking good, guys. Looking good.